bueno. But you will be down there.
They send us downstairs.
Sí, bueno.
You want to go down there? Oh.
Scott, I think you
want me down here?
You misbehave somehow.
I do misbehave.
And now they move us out of the stage.
I
Can you
see,
believe that?
I caused a big problem. I guess they have to set up for our...
Mientras ellos dos hacen la entrevista, vamos a invitar a la gente del grupo BLK, parte del grupo The End, que hacen la mejor representación de las canciones de Pink Floyd en Latinoamérica. Así que son la banda tributo más importante. Bienvenidos. Van a ir montando mientras la entrevista sucede abajo, ¿sí?
Rodolfo,
y no se pierdan el show en honor a Pink Floyd que va a hacer Scott Pace en unos pocos minutos. Muchas gracias.
First, I just want to say real quick, Rodolfo, thank you for having me. Come here. I'm so thankful, man. This is a great dude right here. So
it is.
Thank you so much.
It is a great dude. Let's take a picture. The team.
All right, a picture.
So, okay.
You ready?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I was born ready and you were born ready. So, but we are mischief. That's why we are out of the stage now.
They threw us off the stage, I guess.
So,
there you go.
I don't know where to start, so I will start from the beginning.
That's a good place.
So, I think, of course everybody knows you have been with some of the biggest bands in the history of humankind, I would say.
It's crazy. I can't even actually believe it.
Pink Floyd,
Crazy
Supertramp.
Ride. Yeah.
Toto, which was also monumental. And so, but I want to learn a little bit of what drove you there. It's like I see in you many different ways, tracks in your life that in a way were converging over time, no? So you are not just a musician. You are an amazing musician, don't get me wrong.
Thank you.
But also, you are a tech guy.
I'm a tech guy, yep.
So that's
launched 4 tech companies, so I'm a tech guy, right?
So that per se is a weird combination. It's like tech and music and in one person.
Yeah, so my father was a serial entrepreneur. I grew up, we had lighting businesses, boating, we had a boat business, we had 26 donut shops, we had candy businesses. My dad was also one of the inventors of the wah-wah pedal, the famous wah-wah pedal that every guitar player, one of the great pedals of all time. And he also was started a studio called Sound City, which if you haven't heard, Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters bought the console out of there, very famous studio. So I grew up in an entrepreneurial family, and in my life I always wanted to do 3 things. I wanted to do music, then I wanted to do business, and then I wanted to do documentary. So my entire life I've been collecting and pulling all my things together, and I wanted to do a documentary, kind of just the ride of my life. And then NFTs came along and sort of changed my direction on how I'm going to serve that up right now. But yeah, I've been a serial entrepreneur. I'm on my, I'm actually on my 4th company right now. One of my claim to fames is I was pre-Web 1, 2, and 3. I was CD-ROM time. So I did a CD-ROM back in the day called Toonland, which was considered the world's first interactive cartoon for a company called my company, which became Seventh Level, which we took public. But Toonland starred Howie Mandel, and it was the first time you could animate, and it ran on Windows on a 386 25 megahertz machine with 4 mega RAM, man. We were dealing with a lot.
I recall those days.
Yep.
I recall those days. For those who are too young to remember what the CD-ROM was, we used to have like these plastic circles with a lot of digital information in it, and that's supposedly was going to be the future of information distribution.
Yep.
Like you remember Encarta, it's like people back in the day, they were saying the big revolution is going to be CD-ROMs. This is going to conquer the world. And then
it did this.
And then internet came. No?
Well, because the net came, that changed everything, yeah.
Exactly, so the internet came, so that digital revolution, and among the CD-ROMs you built, you did one for Monty Python.
Oh, I did the whole series of Monty Pythons. I worked with the Pythons for 10, 12 years, I think, right?
So Monty Python, another icon
fantastic.
in the world culture, no? It's like that sense of humor that it's unique. And what I love about Monty Python, and I think it's connected to a little bit of your life path, is like they use humor. to actually critique society in a way. No, it's like they have like all that underlying messaging, and you were part of a band that also had a strong,
very similar.
You know,
I mean, another brick in the wall. Does that relate today?
Yeah.
How about us and them? Is that relating at all?
Yeah. What do you feel about another brick in the wall? It's
Yeah,
like,
boy.
are we going to be another brick in the wall?
No.
No.
That's why we're here.
Exactly.
Right? We're not going to be that brick in the wall. That's why we're here. And high five to all of you for being in this game. It's very important for humanity. This is where we get to save humanity, take back the power of the currency, take back the power. This is very important. That's why I'm here. That's all I do is want to preach, because centralization will destroy us, humanity, like we've never seen before. It is so important that we stay decentralized. And that's why we need to educate people like crazy in this game to get them on board. This is very, very important for humanity. That's how I feel very much. Freedom. This is freedom. You're representing freedom again.
And I love that you say that, no? Because it's like, what I feel is like, okay, music for a while was the voice of, you know, the rebels, the people who didn't want to conform to the systems that was fighting against. But now technology is also fighting the system, fighting the big powers, and empowering the little guy, no, the individuals. And what about your connection to technology? Because I know in Pink Floyd you started like getting a lot of tech in the concerts or driving like a different way of shooting the concerts.
Right. Well, you know, Pink Floyd was probably one of the most technologically advanced bands during that time, always doing things when we would do stadiums with surround sound, right? That was crazy back in those days, right?
And also the lasers, no? The first lasers.
And all of that stuff. So they always were on the leading edge of technology. I've always been a technologist. I mean, I love technology. Like I said, I did the CD-ROMs. We built our own engines to run all that. So I got very comfortable working with engineers. So I'm actually, which is funny, I'm more comfortable working with engineers now than I am working with musicians in a sense. I love talking that language. My career has kind of been in between, you know, the conversation between technologists and artists. Because, you know, the whole part of technology is you got technologists that create code. Code writers hate it when you want to, hey, let's try this. Let's try this. No, they're saying, give it to me, black and white. It's either on or off. Do not give me that. Give me a spec. And the artist is like, let's try this. Let's throw this over. Let's see if this works. So I've been that guy to try to bridge that gap and try to understand all that. And so I live very closely in technology. I actually have a technology company now called Loot8.io, Loot8.io. You can read about it. It's a fully decentralized system. And I mean really decentralized. Because you know there's a lot of Web 2.5, but we'll get into that after.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm moving that.
No, but I love, we are getting there. We're getting there. But what you're mentioning is great, because you became a bridge for, as you say, no, the developers, which are very discreet people, no? Things are Boolean. This is, you know, this is like
it's
this.
Another world.
Exactly. And musicians which work with feelings, with emotions, with the different, it's like two complete worlds.
Oh, yeah.
But you merge them. But then you also are about like social transformation, empowering individuals, about freedom.
Oh, yeah.
So that gets us to Loot8.
Loot8, well,
and
NFTs.
Also, NFTs. And how do you see that? It's like, how do you see that? Like,
so I was starting to sort of dance around crypto in 2011, 12. I just happened to be part of an organization called Metal, which is Media, Entertainment, Technology, Artists, Leaders. And it's an organization started. And in that group is Brock Pierce, Michael Turpin, William Quigley. It's all the crypto guys. So I was around that. I can actually tell you, I remember the day that actually Brock and Michael Turpin came into that group and said, we should all buy this stuff at Bitcoin. And I forgot, I think it was like $12 or something. It was some stupid price back 2000, whatever it was in 2011. And I went, you know, I don't know about this yet, right? So here's a funny story. So that day when they preached, I get a call, 2016. Remember when the rise was going? It was at about 14,000. It was that first big build. And I get a call from a friend of mine. He says, Scott, can you come over here? I said, what? He said, I want to talk to you. And I said, what is it? He says, I don't want to talk about it on the phone. I said, well, what is it? He says, come over. So I go over to his house. I said, everything cool? He says, yeah, everything's okay. And he says, you remember when we were sitting there with Michael Turpin and those guys that were saying to buy Bitcoin? I said, I went and bought $50,000 worth. And I hadn't looked at it since I paid that, and I just saw my thing. And he opened his wallet, he had like $90 million in his wallet. It was like some stupid amount of money. And then he was like, how do I cash out? I don't even know what to do, and I'm scared to have anybody know that I have this. So I told him, I said, there's a Ferrari dealer in Newport Beach. Go to that place. And he ordered 6 Ferraris with Bitcoin, because they would take Bitcoin, and then he turned around and sold them so he could get fiat currency out. He also bought a $6 million house, but crazy story, and I was stupid not to buy that Bitcoin.
So
Crazy story.
Michael is a great friend, and also yes, and
they're all buddies of mine.
They all have been in our community since the beginning, have been in part of La BitConf in past sessions. So
right,
we are all connected, no, in this crazy journey we are having now. And okay, so let's move forward all the way.
So let's talk about NFTs.
Yes.
NFTs are one of the most misunderstood things out there. The whole idea of an NFT being, oh, it's over, NFTs are done, it's crazy, because people don't understand that an NFT is really a smart contract attached to anything that has the rights, roles, and permissions built into it that I can build stories on, I can build business models on, I can do access gating, I can do they're one of the most powerful things. I believe, actually, that I think NFTs, everything will start to be NFT'd. We're already moving in that. Once we can start moving from the complication of, oh, I got to go out and buy a MetaMask, and how do I get on seed phrases, and how do I get somebody, oh, I got to go buy crypto. I mean, it's too complex. So once we start moving into a world where it's just as easy as Web 2, that's the problem to be solved, and that's the problem we're solving right now. Again, I believe NFTs truly represent freedom for the people. And I will tell you a story real quick. About 9-10 months ago, I went to an NFT meetup in Los Angeles, and this girl gets up, she's 19 years old. She says, I'm a photographer, I love photography, I eat, drink, sleep photography, I want to be the best photographer in the world. She says, I got into NFTs 9 months ago. And she says, I'm so excited because I live 100% off my income, off my NFTs. I pay my rent, I pay my car payment. And then she said this, oh, and I carved a little piece of the smart contract off for my community center, and they have already received 2.5 ETH. And at that time, that was $10,000. So I ask you, how many 19-year-old kids that nobody knows can actually build a business and actually give $10,000 to their local community? Very powerful tools, and once we start to learn how to use these, it's going to revolutionize everything. And that's where we are with Loot 8. My company was to solve that problem. How do I bridge the gap between people that know nothing about crypto, because they don't care, they don't want to know all this stuff, they just want to get into the game, they don't even think about crypto, because again, NFTs to me represent experiences. I almost going to call them experiences, not an NFT, because you can build, like I said, business models, and it's all about the story and about the gamification
and community,
and the community, which is the next piece.
I think that's the powerful thing. It's like it creates a community around artists. It's no longer like the artists segregated from the people who love the artist and the art they create. Is like now you create a bond. No, you create a network, a community, and that's very powerful.
Artists, musicians, those people don't realize this is the greatest time in history for them. They just don't understand it yet, because it is about, like you said, it's about the community. We've gone from this large, thing of broadcasting to everybody, trying to find a few people. Now it's about going small, building a hive. And I always say, if you want to survive today, you have to build a hive. That's the new game. It's all about those like-minded people and all of that. And I don't know if you've been watching the SocialFi sort of phenomena, what's going on with SocialFi. And SocialFi, for those that don't understand, that's the combination of DeFi protocols tied into social media. And this is opening up a whole new game, because now I can tokenize my relationship and what I'm doing through SocialFi and also give power to the people because SocialFi models are built on bond curves. You buy access to your community, and then that thing goes up, and then I can go sell that. So now we have a tool set that allows me to work with my community, and everybody can win. Right? It's crazy.
And unlike the big social media, you are recognizing the value of community. That's it. That's it. Everybody is like, we recognize that communities build value. It's all together. It's the musicians, the artists together with the communities that create the value. And now we have the tools to recognize and our value to those creating that power of the. But I want to, because I think the stage is almost there.
They're getting there. Yeah, they're still going.
So soon you will move into your musician.
I get to go play music
mode, and but we were discussing on the backstage on
my favorite subject.
Yes, because I think this is not. We were discussing if you want the more practical element of things. No, it's like how we manage money, how we manage community, how we connect everything, the hard part of community building. But we were discussing this, that at the end everything is about the experience. No, everything is and the communities have a way, and La BitConf is an experience. We always say it's not a conference, it's an experience.
Of course.
And it's an experience that everybody here is building. It's all of us contributing to something that is unique in our lives.
Right.
And that goes beyond the pragmatic aspects of life. No, it goes beyond money, goes beyond technology, goes beyond everything.
Yeah, listen, I always say this at everyone because I want people to understand this. This is so important. Think about this. The only thing that's real is us talking right now. I mean, seriously, everything else in your life is an illusion. You think it's real? It's not. 2 minutes ago when we were talking, I can't touch that. 2 minutes from now, I have no idea. I could crack and be done, right? That is a fundamental, what we have is we have a war against consciousness right now. Because the people that are conscious and the unconscious, that's what the world is going through. We all need to wake up and become more present and live in this moment because, again, it's the only thing that's real. And as we start to move our consciousness to where we stay aware, right? Because it's all about awareness. They always say awareness, but the puzzle is, how do I know I'm aware that I'm aware? That's the puzzle you have to figure out, right? That's the game. Because once you do that, your life will change. So this is one of the most important things that's happening is we are starting to see the awakening because the people, I think we're at what we call the Great Awakening is coming. We're seeing the world crash below us. There's all kinds of things that are going on. We're seeing the push to try to push us onto centralized system. The man is trying to control us even more than we have. The centralized systems, taxation, really? It's like a little bit of slavery, if you want to get into it, what they've done. But this is that moment in time, and all of us here are part of that movement. And it comes back to that community. So the goal is to basically start to become more aware, be awake. And actually, when you start thinking of the game is really this. Your mind is incapable of knowing truth from falsehood. It doesn't know right from wrong. It can't make that decision, right? And I can prove that. If your mind was capable of knowing right from wrong, there'd be no war. Who would do that in their right mind if you could make that decision? So the key is we've got to get out of being attached to thought, because that's a game. That creates these movies in our head, and we suffer because I could be suffering right now like crazy about something that might there, but it's a total illusion. But the truth is I got a glass of water and I'm talking to you here. Reality's good, right?
That is real.
So
and
we need to wake up out of that. Yeah, exactly.
Being in the moment, what we are feeling here, that's the only thing that is real.
It's the most important thing is that inward journey.
Absolutely. And the mind should be a tool for our essence to manifest, to work on the world.
Yeah. Not control that thing. You gotta watch it.
Not our master.
That's right.
In order to do the true revolution, you have to realize that, the mind is a tool for us. The community empower us.
Yep.
And we have now practical tools, NFTs, decentralization, cryptography, where we can create a different society. We can reshape society in a way where, there's no wars. There's we live a life in peace and prosperity where everybody can thrive, and we are enjoying that
Yeah.
freedom. And it's on us. It's like, it's the community. We can build that. It's
Well,
like,
now we have a way to build. See, we're moving from the creator economy to the relationship economy. That's where all the dollars, all the things. Now we can empower farmers out in the middle of nowhere that don't have access to physical goods to build digital relationships with people, tagging their food and actually getting royalties on the things. There's all the ways to empower community and people to survive and build because of this technology, right? And I believe NFTs are going to revolutionize the world. I believe they're going to really push the crypto movement forward, especially as we move out of having to have all the hard parts of crypto. We just make it very simple. They shouldn't know any different. It should feel just like a Web 2 app. They don't want to pay for gas, but which we know that's going away. Layer 3s are coming, all this new tech's coming, so we're going to be pretty much where it's going to be free, and new applications are coming on that you can just click a social feed and log on, and nobody knows it. I can transfer things to you, because the beautiful part, the movement that's going on, is the power of ownership is finally shifting. I get to own my stuff, right? That's a whole different game that people get to own, and that's a really powerful thing for artists too.
So I will just wrap it up here, leave you with all these thoughts and reflections, and I think it's like I will ask for a big applause for Scott, because this is amazing.
Thank you. I am so thankful to be here right now. Listen, think about it. We're all just sitting here talking about saving the world. What a great time, right? And this is real, and I'm so thankful to meet everybody here and have this incredible time. People have been so good here. Your food is awesome. The food, man, those steaks, great time. So I want to thank Rodolfo. I want to thank everybody. Thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you so much.